Welcome to Heaving Bosoms, the podcast where two best friends recap romance novels while doing impressions and loving a sincere hot mess.
Gonna love what we love, do it out loud. Stack our shelves with the clinches out. Shout it from the rooftop, can you hear the sound? Yeah. Live your best life, love it out loud. Love it out loud.
Hey HBs, we're so excited about this book that we're going to talk about it for 2 weeks. And this week on the bonus feed, we're doing a Quickie Plus on the second book in this series, Earl Crush. Before we get to that though, I would love to shout out some of you amazing patrons. So, thank you for supporting us, Kelsey D, AK, Jolene T, Megan D, Emily B, Deborah B, Jordan M, Salamanda, and Emily M. Today, we're starting our recap of Ne'er-Do-Well by Alexandra Vasti. I had to cut our recording short because Valor's camp called me with a mild emergency. She's fine, we're all good, but as a result, we'll be covering this book in 2 episodes. The second half will air next week as usual. It wasn't ideal, but honestly, we were kind of off the rails already, and I think it would have done everyone a disservice if we tried to cram all of our shenanigans about this book into 1 week. So I'm counting it as a blessing in disguise. Here's part 1 of 2 of Ne'er-Do-Well by Alexandra Vasti.
Listener, I just need you to know that if Melody ever comes to you and states falsehoods such as Sabrina came in hot and called Melody unnatural.
That's what I heard.
That is not how that went down. There's a big difference between me saying that is the least natural way possible to see if we have, ask if there's banter today. And then Melody heard, Melody, you are unnatural.
Unnatural. Yeah.
Ironically, now the answer is yes. Ironically, now the answer is yes. We do have banter today. And it's the fact that I'm CYAing.
Mm-hmm.
That I did not look you dead in your beautiful face and say that you are unnatural.
In my defense, I did just send you one of the creepiest videos of a child that's ever existed. And so that did come out of my vagina. I have shaped that psyche.
Honestly, listener, it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life because you don't expect it to come.
No.
They're just having a very cute conversation about vampires and daywalkers versus night walkers.
A movie came out recently that we've watched.
And it's very delightful. And then suddenly, what is it she says? Do you
have skin on your body? Ma'am, step away from my skin. It's mine.
Can we take it off?
I will not put lotion on this skin, thank you very much. And you need to go find something to do.
I just love the freedom with which your children specifically embrace and encounter this world,
Indeed.
Truly just why do you have skin
on your body?
It really is. That's exactly how it goes down, listener, too. It's not like a huh, why do you have skin? It's like,
No.
no.
She gets softer and softer as she says it.
so soft.
It's really, it's very unsettling.
Skin. I'm going to rewatch that and just giggle to myself when I'm having a bad day. Man, if she ever in the future listens to podcast, I just need you to know that I love you so much and your creepy questions about skin as a child.
That's right. We love you so much. We love everything about you. You little creepster.
Wow. I just, like, there's just something about children that the lack of filter in the sense of they're just learning about the world around them, you know? And just some of them, as they're learning about the world around them, they're just creepy little shits, you know?
Yeah.
And that's okay. We love it.
We love it.
Although, 200 years ago, just so you know, child, this would be an exorcism.
Yeah, we would think about it.
But I just need you to know that you were born in a good time.
There would be some holy water at the minimum.
You're creepy, the creepy way you ask things. It's a good thing that we live in 2025, you know?
Quite. Yeah. Okay, Sabrina, did you love book?
Yes. I love how also it always makes me so happy when you and I've already like had discussion outside of pod, and then you like, it just brings me a lot of joy when you come into me and you're like, hey, are you ready for this topic that we've never talked about? Mel, you know full well that I loved
book.
It was loved so cute.
Book. Yeah. Like, to the point that when Sabrina asked me if I had read this book, my answer was, I've read it twice, and I'm on the grovel of the second book.
I ended up finishing the second book that day. Yeah. I started and finished this. I
can't wait to talk about it for Patreon.
Also, the funniest thing is, like, we fully thought that we were going to do the third book instead for pod. Hilariously, listener, the third book isn't out yet.
You know, I feel like that might be an emblem of HBHQ in general, you know, sometimes. It's like...
That's rude.
Ooh, we should totally do the Sapphic book in this series, not knowing at all that it doesn't come out till September.
I am on top of all my shits, okay?
Yeah.
Every single one of them is wrangled.
Hogtied.
And put in my calendar, this monthly planner that I have that is not a waste of money for the last 2 months.
Yeah.
And I actually didn't realize that there was no third book until I finished the second book. So...
yeah, I thought my hoopla was just like sleeping on the job. Turns out they don't have access to it because nobody has access to it.
Yeah, because it doesn't exist. Listener, today we are here. I don't even remember. How did we end up choosing this book? Was it off the random list from Patreon, or did we just decide?
Can't remember. We wanted to bring some queer historical, and so we found the Sapphic book. And then we just decided, fuck everything. We're doing the first book in this series. So this is Ne'er-do-Well by Alexandra Vasti. And it is the first in a 3-book series.
Belvoir Library.
Wait, yes. It's the Belvoir Library series, right?
Yes. Is there only gonna be 3 books?
I want 8 of them. Iris needs a book.
I was just going to say Iris needs a book because the Ladies in Hating has to be...
It's Georgiana.
So, like, where's Iris's book?
I hope they're contracting a 4th book. Hey, publisher, whichever one you are, get on it. Thank you.
Good question.
Yeah.
I'm going to be
real.
Look,
I'm an industry insider. Sabrina.
Is that the term?
I couldn't even say it.
Is that the phrase we're going with here? You're an industry insider?
I don't even know that I'm an insider in my household. I don't know that I could like keep up with being an industry insider.
I couldn't. I can't even. I'm going to agree with you that I'm also not an industry insider in my own home, which is especially egregious because I'm the only one who lives here. I am the only person with thumbs.
Don't ignore your dogs.
I didn't realize the minute it left my mouth.
Yeah.
that it was
Yeah.
incorrect. I'm the only one with thumbs in this house, and I'm not inside.
I hear you.
Anyway, this was delightful though,
It was
because
wonderful.
this was the fluffy historical that I needed. This is one of my favorite things about historicals, is that so much of the main conflict of the books though is not internal. Like,
Yes.
it is, but so much of the, like, it's caused by an external fluffer, nut fuck
Oh, yeah?
situation. Yeah.
Ah. Yeah, keep going with that. Yep.
I don't want to. Actually.
So we've got Selena Ravenscroft, who is the younger sister of a duke. And then we've got Peter Kent, who just inherited his dukedom.
Hey, Mel, I have a question.
Yeah.
Did you understand? You've read the book more than me. Do you understand the mud issue? The whole premise of the beginning of the book where she's like, obviously, we hate each other, even if he gives me wiggly bits in my tummy parts.
Yeah. I mean, I think they just had a really disasterful meeting in which both of them ended up in a mud puddle somehow.
Okay.
That was my understanding of it.
It came across to me that she thought he had done it like intentionally to humiliate her initially.
Sure.
And I was like, hey, Selena, what about this makes you think that?
I know. What about this man makes you think
Oh my
that?
God, her name's Selena. So much more makes sense. I was reading a different book the other day, and I was like, they were talking about a Selena, and I was like, man, this doesn't track for her character. I don't understand why they think that she's going to do blah, 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 and blah as a side character. And now I'm clocking that Selena was from a book I've read quite a long time ago as I'm playing catch up on this other series. And things just, you know what? I have all my geese in a row, you know?
Sure. No, absolutely. They don't falter, your geese.
No, my geese are geesing in the most
uniform,
put together,
way.
understandable. Anyway.
If anybody's gonna do it, it's a geese. You know, in that triangle formation.
And it's my geese. Yeah.
No, I know.
Yeah.
You're the best geese trainer that's ever trained.
I am a geese wrangler who knows what they're doing. Actually, have I told you the story about how I became known as the llama wrangler among my friends when I was younger?
Have you ever owned a llama?
So when I lived
I actually have.
I have owned a llama, but that's not why I was known as the llama wrangler.
Oh.
When I lived in so random. When I lived in Southern California, there was a really bad fire in Fallbrook / San Diego County in like 2008 or so. I would have been like 13 or 14. And the fire was so bad that like it was like full evacuation. Like it's been almost 20 years. It's been almost 20 years now. So like there's been a lot more evacuation necessary fires in the area now than there had previously been. Southern California is a shit show right now. All of California,
Isn't everywhere?
Really. Yeah.
We just had flash flooding, like not even 10 miles away from us, to where like cars were being rivered down the road.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah, so I was with my friend Brittany and her mom. And we hooked up the trailer because we were going to help save some ponies off for our friends off of the hill in Fallbrook, California. And one of those friends did, in fact, have a lot of other animals, many of which were like, yeah, sure, we'll get on this 2-horse trailer when there's already a horse and another horse-sized creature. We were basically just shoving animals in here because, like, we did not have time,
of course,
to leave and come back. So we were like, if you want to live, Come with me.
You want to live.
Yeah, exactly. And, well, I may or may not had the last animal that refused to come was their llama.
Yeah.
And so it just would not come and kept running away. And so I did, in fact, launch myself bodily at it and lock my arms around its neck.
Yeah.
And then full body drag a llama into the trailer. And then it kept trying to leave. And it got to the point where I dragged this llama into the trailer and I said, shut the door, go. And they did. And so I just rode in the back
in the trailer
with all of these creatures. And this, boy, that was a mad llama.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Because I did fully, like, we were comparable in size and body mass. And I did just grab this bitch around the neck like a fucking albatross. I was literally this llama's albatross, you know? And I did just drag it bodily. And yeah, it was a whole
The llama wrangler of California. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh, wow. That's a whole state that you just stated.
It's actually got an economy the size of a lot of countries. So
yeah, I was like, I don't know that I'd call myself the llama wrangler of the state. I was definitely the llama wrangler of Fallbrook, California in 2008.
Of that evacuation.
Yeah.
The 2008 evacuation of Fallbrook, California.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Anyway, so Ne'er-do-well, listener. We're here for Alexandra Vasti's Ne'er-do-well.
Yes. And so we meet Peter Kent, who is currently attempting to wrangle his 10 and 12-year-old siblings, which is, I would argue, harder than trying to wrangle that llama.
I don't know, man.
That
llama hurt me.
He's got his
physically,
12-year-old sister.
Emotionally, mentally, every way that llama could cause me agony in my heart and soul.
Interesting.
Did. Continue.
Okay. I'm going to keep going for the thing we're here to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's fine. We're just going to bring up all of my horrifying memories from that fire. It's fine. Continue.
So yeah, his 12-year-old sister, Lou, which is short for Lucinda, but she fucking refuses to go by Lucinda. Please and thank you. Actually, not even please. Just maybe thank you.
Not even thank you.
Not even thank you. It's more or else.
Yeah.
Is really what it is.
Lou loves a rapier.
She wants a sword.
And like, by God, if she could get you on the wrong end of that rapier, she's going to.
Absolutely. And frankly, I don't blame her. Life has not been very kind to Lou.
Oh my God.
Especially because she is the natural daughter of a fucking duke or whatever.
I've never heard the term natural child before this book. Not that I can think of off the top of my head, because it took me a hot minute to clock what was happening. Because again, I'm running on all cylinders. These geese are wrangled. But anyway, yeah, no, like these kids have gotten fucked by life. Like literally everybody that is ever supposed to be the one to take care of them has abandoned them or died.
Yeah. HBs, I've got the most delicious historical romance to tell you about. The second book in Alexandra Harvey's Spinster Society series is out now. It's called A Deal with the Devil, and it's just as wicked as it sounds. Here's the description. When you steal from the devil, getting burned is half the fun. When Kitty's reckless father sells her sister into marriage to a cruel nobleman, rumored to have 3 dead wives, Kitty takes matters into her own hands. She steals a debt vow from the most dangerous man in London and blackmails him into helping her. Known as the Devil of Mayfair, the Earl built an empire collecting secrets, inheritances, and broken reputations. No one crosses him. Until Kitty. Kitty is a bookseller with a sharp tongue, a literary tour side hustle, and a serious talent for stirring trouble. She's the most irritating and most tempting woman the devil's ever met. But if she wants to stop a murderer, she'll need his help. And if he wants to keep his secrets safe, he might have to let her in. He might own half of London, but he'll burn it all down for her. One reviewer called the banter electric and the romance scorching. Another said, I loved this book. It was hard to put down. The writing is superb, the romance and attraction is swoon-worthy, the banter is great and hilarious, and the main characters are just the best. Here are some tropes you can noodle on until you get your copy. It's enemies to lovers, there's a grumpy, morally gray hero, a feisty heroine who is also a naughty bookshop owner, there's a murder mystery with romantic tension, and we even get some found family. Something for everyone. I've got buy links in the show notes, so don't miss this excellent historical. A Deal with the Devil by Alexandra Harvey is waiting for you. You know what? I think the reason that we ended up going with this book, even though it's not queer, or at least not like
New Orleans.
POV. Yes. He is originally from New Orleans. He grew up in America.
That is why we did it.
Yes. And then when I thought it was going to be set in New Orleans because I'm a dumbass, but it's more...
you're not a dumbass. I also thought it was going to be set. And the whole book, I was like, so when do they go to New Orleans?
Where are we going across the pond?
When do we go see New Orleans? And then I hit the end of the book and I was like, that was a really good book. I'm not sure when we're supposed to go to New Orleans. The answer is you're not. The answer is you're not going to New Orleans, Sabrina.
Nope. Just in his quote unquote mild accent. In the audiobook, it is not mild. It's good, but it's not mild.
Really?
Anyway,
God. I think I need to go listen to this book now. He has a New Orleans accent. He has a new...
No, in that way, it's mild. But if you're coming from the standpoint of a British person listening to him, there's no fucking way a British person would describe his accent as mild.
No, but that's what I said. Oh man, I can't. Oh no, I think I need to go listen.
Yeah, he says things like, "Lou, why do you need a rapier?" You know, that kind of thing. It's not mild. Why do you have that look on your face?
I'm so sorry. Do that one more time.
Lou, why do you need a rapier? What?
And he's from New Orleans?
Yeah.
Okay. I just had to check.
He's from high society New Orleans.
Uh-huh.
But it is more Southern than New Orleans.
Yeah, that's fine. It could be worse, you know?
Yeah.
I have no frame of actual reference. I have Mel rolling in here like some debutante's mother right now, so... I don't know what it actually sounds like. I'm just fascinated. That's the word I'm going to go with. It sounds like
what I said out loud.
It does?
Yes.
Fascinating. What? This is no judgment. Are you about to play me the audiobook live? Oh my God.
Even Lou was eager to see Thomason.
I wish you could see her face, listener. She looks so smug right now.
Shut your mouth.
Do you think we should go inside? He looked dazedly at her and tried to pretend he hadn't been thinking about licking the curve of her inner thigh. Yes, he said. Listen, Selina, perhaps I should warn you about the house. Her brows drew together. I've been in the
Would you like to say anything to me, Sabrina?
Yes, it was dark, though. She looked mildly alarmed.
Do you have anything that you want to say?
Well, when I inherited, you know that the Duke was in his late 90s. Yes, of course.
Are you going to continue besmirching my rendition of his accent?
Mel,
Do you have anything you want to say in front of listeners?
You can hit pause before we get in trouble for copyright as you play the audiobook live on podcast, because I don't know how much of that you cut out. For those of you listening at home, that was a solid...
It took a while to get to a place where
5
we
or 6
got
minutes
a nice chunk of his.
Just listening to the audiobook and looking around.
Sabrina tried to get me to stop when it said he thought that his cock, and I was like, that's inner monologue. That's not what he sounds like. And she's like, whoa, the cock part. And I'm like, no.
Melody ripped the cock out of my beseeching hands.
That's right.
And said, we're not here for that. And then continued until we found, no, your rendition, Melody Carlisle, was exactly.
Spot on. Would you maybe call it pitch perfect?
Bad.
Would you maybe call it incredibly accurate? Would you maybe want to tell me that I am like wildly talented?
You know what, Melody? I love the confidence with which you approach this existence. You know?
Yeah.
It's so much easier to take down the person with the type of confidence that you attack the world, and I'm so grateful for that, you know?
Yeah, what do you mean?
I mean, I said what I said.
You're trying to take me down?
No, Melody, I simply don't have the power. I don't, if I had the power to take you down on your inside heart parts, I would already rule. I'll put it this way, we would not be in the situation that we are now currently as a country, you know? Because we wouldn't have to worry about it because you would be in charge.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Anyway, the point of all of this is you were 100% correct.
Thank you.
It's just, that is not the accent. I would have, if somebody said to me, what do you think that this upper crust Southern gentleman's New Orleans accent is going to sound like? That wasn't it, you know?
Yeah.
It was good. It's a great accent. It just, that is not the first thing I would have thought of. Anyway.
Sure.
Where are we?
Yeah, so
we're not. The answer is we're not. We haven't even fucking.
We really got to tighten our belts here. Yikes.
Never.
So I don't even have a zipper on my pants.
I'm wearing workout pants.
Hey, I do have pants on though, Sabrina.
I am so proud of you.
Thank you,
listener. You don't understand, Mel. The last time Mel and I were on video chat together, Mel was full pussy out.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
I was like that wasn't on video.
No.
To clarify.
No, but I had developed some chafing over the day. And so before I went to bed, it was a late night recording. And I was like, I got to air things out. And so it was a very vag-forward recording, I would call it. I would characterize it as a
vag-forward. I don't know that we ever record that in its heart of hearts, it isn't a pussy out recording, you know?
That's fair. You know, that's fair. Yeah.
So anyway.
The heart and soul of the podcast really is pussy out.
The tits out, pussy out, just if it can be out, frankly.
You got to get it out. Yeah.
It's out, probably. So anyway.
Okay, look. So he is standing there in front of a fencing master's school, ? Lou is dressed all in boys attire. And he's like, Lou, we're going to go in here and we're going to get you a rapier, but you cannot speak. And she's like, pardon the fuck out of me.
Speaking is my favorite thing in the whole world. And specifically speaking in a way that makes you question whether or not you're going to have your skin in 24 hours.
This is what I'm saying. Yes. And he's like, they're not going to give me a rapier if they know I'm giving it to a girl. Like, I'm a duke, but there are limits. And she's like, fine. So then afterwards, they come out. And he's holding this thing aloft, trying to keep it away from Lou so she doesn't skewer anyone on the street. And they run headlong into this lady with a ridiculous dress and the biggest bonnet that's ever existed in the world.
God, this bonnet should have its own zip code based on the way it's described. This thing is a honk.
Yes. Yeah, and it's because Lady Selena Ravenscroft
you know what? That's how they get to New Orleans when they go visit.
They ride that bonnet.
They just fucking ride that bonnet across the Atlantic. That's what happens.
Do you think they take Lady Eldon on the pleasure cruise of that bonnet?
I don't think that they take anybody else on a pleasure cruise, period.
What?
I'm pretty sure that it's a them-only situation for pleasure cruises.
You're saying that pleasure cruise is vag out.
Yeah.
You would characterize
probably
it
cock
also.
out.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah.
Actually, it's cock in. You don't ever see the cock because it's probably in the out vat, you know?
In the out?
Yeah, it's in
Yeah, no, we all know what
the
you mean.
outies and the innie. It's fine. So anyway, we meet Lady Selena Ravenscroft. And from her point of view, she's like, oh man, there's that weirdly sexy duke that never expected to be a duke who gives me flutters in my girl parts. And also, I can't believe, hopefully he doesn't recognize me. Obviously, he immediately recognizes her. Turns out he has acknowledged her of the ton as a sexy lady.
Yeah. Yeah. Of the beau monde.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks she's the cream of the crop when it comes to sexiness.
Yeah.
And like feisty intellectualism too.
Ooh,
and so
he likes how smart this lady is.
Ooh, and how schemy she is.
Ooh, we love a man who appreciates a schemy, intelligent lady. You know?
Indeed.
Ugh.
Yeah. And so he like introduces her to the kids, and within their conversation, Selena's wearing this hat the size of Rhode Island because she's doing a clandestine mission to manage the circulating library that she runs on the sly. Because it turns out she is a sexual health educator at heart. And I don't know that I've ever loved a heroine more.
I was thinking about you the entire time. I was like, this is very Melody coded.
Yes.
Like, if Melody had existed in these times, this is exactly how Melody would have approached the world.
Ugh. She made her twin brother, buy her a library so that she could make what's called the Venus catalog and fill it full of Gothic novels and erotic novels and memoirs of, consorts and ladies of the night and scientific texts on anatomy and contraceptives and
Basically,
all the bullshit.
All of the things that you would not have been allowed to see or learn about as a woman of 1815, which is when this book takes place.
And she did it. We find this out like toward the end of the book, but it doesn't really matter for our purposes. She did it because one of her society friends, like her 18-year-old friend, came to her pregnant, and she had no idea how it had happened because she did not understand the biology. And that is totally real life.
Yeah.
It's totally real life. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so she thought to herself, I fucking hate the fact that all of these men have the upper hand when it comes to knowledge and, educated consent and power, everything, right? Money, all the bullshit.
Yes.
And so she's like, you know what? No, I'm going to re-educate the ladies of the ton.
And it worked. She is like extremely popular, even though they don't know. Nobody knows that it's her. And she's doing it one green leather-bound book, unlabeled leather-bound book at a time. Mm-hmm. You know? Sometimes you just, to get the knowledge out there, you gotta be a sneaky little sneaky little snake of a Beaumont lady, you know?
I love it. So she's like, I hope he doesn't recognize me, and then like ask, did he see me coming out of my publisher's office? ? No, he had way too much on his hands when it came to Lou.
This man was trying to keep a child from scalping people. So like, no, yes. Selena, like, no, absolutely not. He had no idea what was happening.
That is very relatable to me.
This man is essentially a first-time father with two fully grown, AKA out of diapers children.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Who one of them very, very dearly would love to become society's first serial killer.
She's a hellion. Yeah. Later on, they're like, ooh, she's scheming some piracy. And then Selena's like, well, why don't we make sure that she goes for privateer? You know, like it's a piracy with papers. It's great. Mm-hmm. That's how we should guide her. So anyway, he explains their existence, and she realizes within the conversation that they don't live with him, even though he wants them to, because he has to go through the Chancery Court to make it happen. And she's like, the fuck, you're a duke and they're your brother and sister. And he's like, actually, like, I don't really have any proof that they're my brother and sister because my dad was the worst person who ever lived on the planet.
His dad's a real piece of work.
Yeah. on every level, like on a personal level, on a what should we do in the House of Lords level, his dad is the fucking worst.
It's rough.
And he totally abandoned these kids. And so the mom went to, like, Peter's grandfather, you know, the head duke in charge, right?
Mm-hmm.
To be like, hey, I need help funding the lives of these children. And the duke was like, yeah, I'll pass you some pennies every year. It's fine.
Then he died.
But they didn't talk about it in the will. There's no paperwork that says that these kids are related to him. And it's sort of a taboo topic to talk about in company, if you will, because they're talking about fucking adultery.
Mel, I know that not everybody gets to the pleasure of seeing our faces.
We are on YouTube, though, so, you know,
this is
and
true.
social
this
medias.
Is true. We are on YouTube and social medias. But I don't know, like, unless there's a lot of people who will, even with it available, will never watch any video from the episode. And frankly, they're missing out because the faces that you make when you have decided that you are play acting somebody of the Beaumont really brings me a lot of joy. Melody's face acting is truly one of the highlights of recording for Heaving Bosoms. Now, Asana, on a completely a super side note, I was watching some videos of us and I realized that my resting listening face when listening to you, that's a rough face. I'm not a fan of that face. I need to figure out how to fix my face. I don't think I can, though. I didn't say I'm not beautiful.
Okay, good.
Hang on. Excuse me. I'm well aware that I am a beautiful angel of a human being. But like my resting face is very like, I don't know this because I don't see my resting face when I'm listening. But like when I'm listening to you, especially like as I'm knitting while we're chatting, so I have something to do with my hand, I'm very much just like, I have like a permanent little like a little dog with a snarl, you know?
Like a grimace.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, and I just kind of like blankly stare at you. And I realize that ultimately it's not that big of a deal. This is primarily an audio experience, but
I think one of my favorite versions of your face is when you're trying to like put the fabric of the universe back together after I've said something truly ridiculous. That's one of my favorite of your... Actually, there's a video that I can send you like right after we record that will show you my favorite face that you make sometimes.
I would love to know that. Is it? Yeah, okay. All right. Anyway, it just makes me laugh, though, because like seeing it, I'm never aware of it, though. Every single time we record, I'm like, oh, I'm going to work on not having just the most slightly constipated resting listening face or like I'm sniffing something gross face, and then I don't. I'm simultaneously ready to pop in and talk to you over my microphone and also just processing. That's what it is. It's my processing face. I don't like my processing face, apparently.
Well, I do. So
well, that's just fine. Because ultimately any face that I make is going to be glorious because I'm a delightful,
you're so beautiful,
stunning human being.
Yeah.
Anyway, like me being a delightful, stunning human being, that is also Selena. We are one and the same, except not even close. Because, boy, this sounds like a lot of work. And without a digital planner the way I do, which I already barely keep up with, the thought I would need so many people to keep a circulating library going. And
to be fair, she has 2 men of business and a publisher. So, you know, like... It's pretty good.
This is true. This is true.
Okay, so anyway, he says, actually, I could use your input on this whole subject matter. So if you don't mind, I'm going to call on you and your brother at your house sometime soon. She's like, cool beans. So he goes and he brings his lawyer. And when they come to the door, he asks for the Duke, and then he says, also Lady Selena, and he makes it like very clear that he needs Lady Selena. And then the lawyer, I don't know why this hit me so hard, but the lawyer looks over and he goes, social call, is it? You fuck? You don't think that she has anything of value to add to this situation because she's a woman?
I did not clock that at all. Is that what happened? Is he sitting there shitting? I assumed that he was just kind of giggling to himself internally, like, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it's also that, but the intimation is that there's no reason for her to be in the room unless it's a social call. And no, we're here on business.
I took it as he is having to make this important thing, but also this is my
why miss
secret.
an opportunity?
Why miss an opportunity to see the hot, sexy Selena Ravenscroft, you know?
I mean, also fair. So they go in and the whole family is there and he lays out his problem, which is simultaneously terrible and hilarious. Because the presiding judge over the Chancery Court is Lord Eldon, and he's a Tory fuckwad war criminal, probably. And he doesn't want...
Wait.
What? What did
Melody,
I say?
I need
what
to...
could possibly be wrong with what I just said?
No, I have to know. I have to know. Did you get author's notes in this book? In your audiobook? No. Okay, this is a real person. This person existed.
Probably,
historically.
Yeah. I'm sure.
No, I know
Sounds
for a
like
fact. It's stated in the
know.
thing. And I'm just delighted that you're taking a real life person. And I'm not going to say that ultimately, if you're of the Beaumont at that time and you have any part of being active part of keeping that part of your life, I'm not going to say you're not a war criminal. You know what I mean?
You're a human rights violator hardcore.
At the very least, you violate human rights on a level that is...
on a daily, secondly kind of level. Catastrophic.
On a level that is more closer to home than I would like it to be.
Oof, true.
But regardless, I'm just delighted that you're real life Lord Eldon, real life actual war criminal.
You know what? Come at me, Lord Eldon. You got something to say?
I don't think you will.
Come on.
That would be
I'm not afraid of you, Lord Eldon.
That would probably be the funniest way for a listener to reach out is, hey, so I'm actually the great-great-great-granddaughter of Lord Eldon. And I just had some thoughts about...
This is my cease and desist letter to you.
Yeah, actually, you came out with a lot of slander about him as a watch him be actually a fucking god of the time in this, as far as human rights. He's no this, no that, super progressive motherfucker. We're sitting here slamming him for being a fucking
He's absolutely asshole. Not. He wants no social progress. He wants to keep slavery. He's on record in the book being one of the reasons I don't like this Duke is because the first speech he made in the House of Lords was anti-slavery.
This is
I'm
true.
sorry. Anybody can say anything they want to me about Lord Eldon. I'm not going to stop. This is the bravery I'm showing right now, okay? This is what...
Okay.
This is the light I want to see in the world. You know that saying? Be the whatever you want to see. This is what I'm doing right now.
Hey, I support you. I'm just delighted that you're real life Chancery asshole. You're a war criminal. Continue.
Yeah. Anyway, so look. There are several problems here. The first one is that he is a progressive. He's a Whig. And the first thing he did was an anti-slavery speech that was robust, I guess, to say the least. And then...
he didn't hold literally anything back. He was I have some thoughts and you're going to
He went after him hard. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Then he also... Boy, he hit this guy right where it hurts, and that is in his cognac. Because apparently there's a really famous cognac that...
Listener, you need to understand, though, that wherever Peter meanders in this world, he leaves a trail of chaos. He is not capable of not living a chaos life.
He's a bit of a gremlin.
And frankly, it's beautiful.
Yeah. It's wonderful, especially since a lot of it is actually not his fault.
Oh, and that's the thing is like chaos follows him. What he's doing is just living his life, but the universe is like, we're gonna make sure that the way you live your life is as annoying as fuck as possible for everyone else around you.
Yeah,
through no fault of your own.
Right. After they're done telling this story, one of the family members will be like, "You couldn't have pissed him off better if you had planned it." And they're like, "I know, but I didn't, though." So, look, this Duke wanted like the last reserves, the last barrels of a cognac that the distillery had been like burned down in France or something. And so he got some smugglers to go and do a big smuggle and to get like 18 barrels to him in London. But Peter had just been brought over to England because he needed to they realized that he was the one who was going to inherit because everybody else, Napoleon got him. And so he's the next one in line, and the Duke wanted to train him for a while, even though he's in his 90s or whatever. So he shows up and he realizes that his grandfather, the Duke, loves cognac. He's on the last few months or years of his life. So he wants to do something kind for this man he's never met and never spoken to. So he decides to get a band of not highwaymen, if you ask him, to take some of the cognac that's on this, smuggled voyage. What he didn't mean for them to do is take all 18 barrels. Mm-hmm. He wanted them to take a bottle or a barrel, a little bit of it, but they didn't.
Maybe
they were
one barrel.
Yeah.
At most.
Most. And they were like, no, we go big or we go home. So they stole all of this cognac from him before he knew what the end, user was going to be. And so then he's like, I don't need all this fucking cognac, and I don't need to be caught with a bunch of illicit cognac in my house. That would be bad. I'm already kind of a pariah here. So he decanted all of it and just gave it away to every pub in London, ?
I had a lot of questions. I didn't stop to ask them, but I did have a lot of questions about the entire cognac situation.
Anyway, so then Lord Eldon found out that the bottles are out in the wild. So he started trying to go and purchase of them up again.
One by one from every fucking serving house.
But then everybody got wind of the fact that this idiotic Earl or whatever he is wants this cognac desperately. And so they start charging him like a down payment on a house per bottle.
Which you know what?
Good for them.
Rich. Good for them.
Good for fucking them.
Good for them. If you had the ability and the money to smuggle yourself 18 fucking casks of cognac and you're a part of the ton,
yeah,
I don't feel bad.
If I had something that Elon Musk fucking wanted,
yeah, absolutely.
You better believe it would be $8 million at the minimum.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
You can fund the rest of my life, you fuck. Anyway, or, I'm just going to give it all away to charity or most of it or whatever. Live on the dividends, ?
Hey, Mel, I'm going to let you in on a secret.
Yeah.
That man's got enough money that he could do both, actually.
Oh, easy.
Dream big, my love. Dream big.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to need you to donate at least $300 million to charities of my choice. And then fund the rest of my life. And then you can have this bottle of nail polish that's the last one on the whole face of the earth. You're welcome, Elon Musk.
I love that what you have decided.
Yeah, what? Mm-hmm.
Was being smuggled. And that some billionaire is going to want desperately out of your collection.
Yeah, what? Mm-hmm.
Is a bottle of nail polish.
I'm just saying that the worth is what the demand requires.
They were smuggling 18 casks of nail polish. Anyway, continue.
Maybe it's a discontinued lip color. I don't know. I don't know his life. Here we go. So, while we move on.
We are moving on, but I just do need you to know that I did end up going down a rabbit hole because I do occasionally go down social media rabbit holes very rarely still nowadays.
Yeah.
But the one that I have recently fallen into was specifically about expired and discontinued makeup. And so I'm delighted that that happens to be the one that you're like, this is what we're going to use as our example. Anyway, continue.
So they're like, wow, Peter, it looks like you're kind of fucked. And since the Duke, the brother, the Duke of Roland or whoever, is a Whig, like there's not a whole lot of political pressure he can put on him. But the family's like, we're with you. We're going to help you. So they're like, we can like do a dinner where we invite both of you and make sure that, you know, you chat or whatever. And then Selena's like, I also might have an idea about this, but I won't know whether or not it's a good idea until tomorrow. So please call on me then. And he's like, oh, my pleasure, he says. And so he leaves. And Selena starts
Are you going to be doing that this entire episode? You're just going to pop in randomly with your Southern Belle?
I don't know.
Drawl.
I don't know. Is it going to teach you to question the veracity of my voices?
It's going to make me laugh every time.
Is it going to make you think?
Clearly, I don't have an issue with your voice. How many times have I had to fan myself after you fucking randomly speak, you bastard? Anyway. Melody is sitting here giving me shit about her accents when multiple times this bitch has come in with a voice and I've been like, we don't have that kind of friendship. Melody, we have an open dialogue between us, but we don't have that kind of friendship. Anyway.
It's true.
So, wow, 50 minutes in. So, we're fucking gremlins. Jesus Christ. She ends up deciding, she's like, you know what? Yeah, this is going to work. I'm going to come up with a list of eligible bachelorettes from the beau monde.
Eligible debutantes or whatever.
Sure.
So she brings her friend Lydia over.
Who is the main character in Earl Crush.
Book 2.
And it's
incredible.
So good. Lydia's adorable and full of political machinations behind the scene, but cannot speak to a man.
No.
Anybody, really. Anybody in a public...
But especially a man.
But especially a man. This is a vomit in plants and run out of the room level of I don't speak to people.
Yeah, big social anxiety situation. And so she comes over and she's like, what do you think about that Earl of Stanhope? Nope, the Duke of Stanhope, that Peter boy. And Lydia's like, yo, he's great. He did that whole speech on slavery and like he is, you know, doing X, Y, and Z. And she's like, what do you think about maybe marrying him? And Lydia's like, I'm so sorry. What? So Lydia's
like, I can't talk.
I don't know how we would make that happen.
You have to, as far as I'm aware, in a marriage, you occasionally, at the very least, have to speak. And I'm not capable of that.
Yeah. So Selena's like, she has to be smart. She has to be, you know, like really accomplished. She has to be incredibly respectable. And she has to have like an English line back to the Vikings, ? And so we got to make sure that like we get this short list going. They put Lydia on the list, much to her chagrin. They put Iris on the list. Iris is a scholar of antiquities.
I am obsessed with Iris on a level that is frankly unholy.
Book 4. Spin-off series. I don't care what it is, Alexandra Vasti. I feel like you have laid the groundwork, and maybe I would love it if you didn't walk away from it, you know?
Yes. Do not abandon us.
That's right, in our time of need.
Our time of need.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's all we ask.
Then the last one they put on the list is a girl called Georgiana, and boy, Selena is horrified. Because she's beautiful, but she has a brain of moths. Oh, boy. Just a brain full of moths.
of moths.
It's tough over there in Georgiana's house.
Possibly one of the most... Man, I've heard a lot of statements to describe a person that doesn't have a lot going on in the I don't know how to phrase what I'm looking for, but a brain full of moths. That's cutting.
Is it a cut direct, Sabrina? Do you think?
That beyond a cut direct, actually. Anyway, continue.
So, yeah, and Lydia's like, you best put yourself on that too, because you fit every single criteria you put out there. And she's like, well, I am going to be presenting the list to him in person and like coaching him on getting married. So like I couldn't possibly. And Lydia's like, yeah, sure, fine, okay. So the next day he calls and she's like, how do you feel about marriage? And then what proceeds next is the cutest inner monologue I've ever read in my whole life.
Perfection, because he's like, did I miss something? Because at this point he is just sitting here admiring how lovely she is. And then she says that and he's like, did she just propose to me? And then she keeps, he's like, I'll ask this question to get a clearer idea.
Yeah, I'll say I'm open to marriage. And then what she says next will tell me whether she's talking about, overall, or if she's asking me to be married to her.
Listener, what she said next did not clear that up in the slightest.
No.
In fact, the entire conversation that they have, which is several pages long, it's not clear ever whether or not she has asked him to marry her.
And he's like really hoping that she did.
Because he's into her. He thinks that she's a delight.
I mean, he did this whole thing. He brought his lawyer over to get her specific brand of scheming onto his project. You know what I mean? Like, And so he's really kind of hoping that she just asked him to marry him. And then she pulls out this list of options. And he's like, oh, he's very quietly inside crestfallen about the fact that they are not, in fact, betrothed now.
My heart. Listener, he is such a puppy.
Mm-hmm.
Peter Kent is a man puppy, and I love him.
Love him. So he's like, okay, I can maybe do this. And she's like, I'll get you a list of topics that you can talk about with each one. Lydia's a political girly. Iris loves an old vase. And Georgiana, maybe talk about the weather. And he's like,
you're not gonna talk with Georgiana so much as you talk at Georgiana. So don't ask questions, just speak.
Yes. And he thinks to himself, like, I might have to study for the other ones, but like that is the most terrifying description yet of like what could possibly be up with this lady.
Boy, listener, I was very relieved to find out that my suspicion was correct from Git, which is that there's more to Georgiana than meets the eye, because what meets the eye is vapid at best.
Yes.
It's moth-filled at best. I was like, this has to be.
It has to be.
A joke.
Yeah.
This isn't.
Or like a ruse.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Uh-huh. It is.
And Peter
Spoiler
thinks
alert.
that as well. We're in Peter's head when he like finally gets to converse with Georgiana, and he sees these little moments where she like, her mother will say something that goes along with what she had just been saying, and she like looks down and like the corners of her mouth will like twitch a little bit, and then she'll like get control of herself and look back up with her big doe eyes.
Well, because listener, to be clear, she is God, there's really no nice way to say that the ottoman in the room has more intelligent conversation to have than Georgiana. You know? Like, she is...
You really could have a more tantalizing conversation with a newborn calf. You know?
Yes. Accurate.
And it's just as sweet.
Uh-huh.
But that's really the level we're working with Georgiana.
Yeah, it's rough. And I love her. I can't wait for her book. I love that she comes into herself. We're not here for ladies in hating.
We're not here for... That is a Patreon episode. Later on this week, Patreon is going to get Earl Crush. because we can't stop talking about Earl Crush even now. And Georgiana features heavily in Earl Crush.
Oh my God. Georgiana and her
she's
gothic author.
Ugh.
You know what? I'm pulling the cord now before we get to it because we can't keep touching this.
What?
Georgiana plays a great role as a vase in the corner. A beautiful, beautiful vase in the corner. But she has actually secretly been working on a plot to be able to successfully take care of herself, essentially.
Yes. So that she can get under the thumb of her terrible father.
She is a gothic romance author who has books in Belfour's library.
Uh-huh.
And this is all an act because her father is the stupidest stupid and doesn't clock any of that, but she just needs to be out. So anyway, continue.
Yeah. So, okay, the next few scenes are a series of her coaching, her introducing him to the women on the list, coaching him on what to talk to them about, etc. So, like, we see them at a ball. He attempts to dance with Lydia and, like, does successfully dance with her because she's a very accomplished dancer. But he has to, like, lecture at her the whole time. Because Selena says, like, the one thing about Lydia is that you have to make her feel comfortable. She has to be comfortable with you to come out of her shell. So he's just trying to be like, you know, he's trying to let her get to know him as much as possible so that maybe she will say 2 words together at him at some point in the next 6 weeks, because that's how long he has until this Chancery court date.
Yes.
And they're hoping that he's going to be like married by special license before the court date.
Y'all, when I tell you, it is nothing but just adorable comedy of errors in this man's life. He is the talk of the ton, and it is not because he is not a hot mess. It is, in fact, the exact opposite. Somehow, every single date that he has gone on with these women has turned into gossip because something has happened.
He's such a hot mess, and he's so sincere about it, you know? Really.
He's such a sincere hot mess. In both ways you could possibly take the phrase, he is such a sincere hot mess. It's both.
Yes, absolutely.
He is a sincere human being. He is also sincerely the hottest of messes.
No, he could never pull off a ruse the way that Georgiana does, you know? So we finally get there because he's sort of like calling on and dating Iris, Lydia, and Georgiana all at the same time to see like if he can make it work. But then they're also having these like private conversations where he's like, ugh. Like at one point, Selena walks up with Lydia at a ball and she's like, oh, you know, my Duke, sir, your Graceness, you should dance. And he says, oh, I would love to dance with you, Lady Selena. And she says, oh, no. I meant that you should dance with Lydia right here. Do you see Lydia, my beautiful copper-haired friend? And so then his inner monologue is him kicking himself, being like, of course she didn't want to dance with me. Why did I assume she would want to dance with me? She's awesome, and I'm me. And, like, she has no interest in me because I'm the fucking worst. And, like, she's trying to get me married off to other ladies, and I just have to get rid of my crush on her. God damn it.
This man is so full of self-doubt and self-incrimination. He thinks he is the worst of the worst that has ever worsted.
Yeah.
And as far as upper crust 1815 English society goes, he is the worst that has ever worsted.
Yeah. Plus he's an outsider.
And he's an outsider. But he's just the whole book. His inner monologues are so sweet. He's such a little potato. And I love him.
And he thinks to himself, like, yeah, I've failed at everything I've ever tried to do in my life. Like, why would I also not fail at this?
And I love him so much.
Yeah. Because his backstory really quickly is that he had a brother that sort of grew up as his playmate because he was also a natural child of his lecherous father. And so they grew up together as playmates, and he didn't find out that Morgan, this kid, they were born within like 2 weeks of each other. That's how terrible this fuckhead is.
Mhm.
So he didn't know that they were brothers until Morgan came down with a really rapid case of consumption and ended up dying. And so Peter tried so hard. They didn't know what it was at that point, right? And so he
By the
kept on
way-
writing to his father. Yeah.
Maybe this is a hot take.
Okay.
Josephine. Was that her name? I don't know. It started with a
Is that
J.
the maid's name?
Yes. I think something
Okay.
like that. It's Josephine or something
Morgan's
like that.
mom.
Morgan's mom.
Yeah.
Is now the time
I know.
to tell you
I
this is
don't
your
know.
brother?
Yeah.
I don't know that that's a choice I would have made, I guess is what it boils down to.
Yeah.
There's a time and a place for sharing family secrets, and I don't know that the deathbed of your child's half brother
And best friend of his whole life.
I don't know that now's the time, ma'am.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but he thinks to himself, well, the only way that my father would be allowing this to happen is
if he
because he doesn't
didn't
know.
know.
So he keeps on writing to his father over and over and over again, begging him for doctors and money and medicine, because the dad at this point was so mad at his mom for being anti-slavery and other stuff, right? That he completely abandoned them and would not support them at all financially either. So he's begging his dad for like support and doctors and medicine and money or anything, like literally anything, until finally, and he keeps thinking that the letters are like lost
Are getting
at
lost.
sea because the dad's not writing back. And then finally the dad writes back and he's like, I have no son in America at all. So then Morgan dies and he thinks
awful.
it's all his fault. And now he's failing with his siblings, right? He can't get anybody to let him just care for them. All he wants to do is make sure that they have the stablest, most lovingest home anywhere in England or the world.
And I love him.
All he wants to do is make sure that they never question whether or not they are loved and safe. And nobody will let him do it, God damn it. Anyway, so he's
I have
like,
a lot of
course.
feelings about him.
Yes, I love him so much. I just love like the book so much. Okay, so anyway, then like they go on a walk with Georgiana and Lydia in which he discovers Georgiana's patented brand that she's been, performing around the ton. And Selena is kind of, you can tell that she's kind of excited about the fact that he doesn't know what to do with Georgiana, to the point that he looks over at her at one point and mouths, "Help." And she's like, and so she's delighted by this because she doesn't want Georgiana to be the quote unquote type of woman he's into, right? That's not at all what she is. And then at the end of the outing, he still asks Georgiana if he can call on her. And everybody is confused by it, including Georgiana and her mom, which I think is wonderful. Do we think the mom knows about the authorship? Do we think the mom is in on the whole thing?
I don't know that
I
she's
couldn't
in on
tell.
the authorship, but she's definitely in on the fact that this is all a front.
You think so?
Absolutely. Because, like, when it gets to the, like, at the end of the book, when it comes out that Georgiana isn't full of moths.
Sure.
Exclusively full of moths.
Right.
The mother is like, no, don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh,
And then
okay.
Georgiana speaks up and she's just like, well, I guess the secret's out. Alrighty,
Yeah.
here we go.
Because the mom also acts the exact same way. And they like play off each other for, with dumbness. Anyway, he still asks if he can call on her. And Selena's like kind of disappointed. And then when they're alone together again in the park, she's like, so is that the kind of woman that you're into? That Georgiana kind of lady? And
Just like, don't be a bitch, ma'am.
I know.
You're the one who fucking put her on the list, and all you do is sit here and talk about what a fucking vapid nightmare piece of shit Georgiana.
I know.
Like, ma'am, I need you to take a fucking seat.
Do you or do you not want him to marry one of these women? She does not, listener. The answer is she does not. But she hasn't admitted that to herself yet. Anyway, so now there's like a dinner that they go to all together, or a ball or something like that. And she sees him, doing society with the three ladies. And she's like, he's no closer to asking one of these women to marry him. He's like he's still scattershotting his flirting on all three of them, and it doesn't make any fucking sense. So she pulls him into a room by themselves, and she's like, what the fuck is going on with you? You're too flirty, you're too cute, you're too charming. And he's like, I'm so sorry. You're telling me that is my issue with not having a woman marry me? And she's like, yeah, because you're doing it equally between all three of them. You need to make one of them feel special because you only want one of them to marry you.
Really importantly, just listener, for you to really truly understand Georgiana, I need to read you this real quick.
Oh, please. Is it about the hats, maybe? Is that a hat?
She said in amazement. That's what? He was almost afraid to ask. A hat, she said, and there went the teeth again. White and even, and surely too numerous for one aristocrat's daughter. That's a hat. He could not introduce this woman to his sister. Lucinda would gnaw on her bones. Peter turned to Selena and mouthed, help. The expression of tooth-grinding misery on her face shifted suddenly as she looked at him. One corner of her mouth twitched up and she blinked desperately, and thank God now she too was about to laugh. For context, this entire conversation, you would has this woman ever had a thought that wasn't a hat in her life?
Yeah. At one point, she's like, that's also an island? How many islands are there?
The fucking island conversation where she's like, there must be at least 7. And everyone's
he's
like,
mentioned more than that probably at this point, but she decides that she's not good at math. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
Anyway. Oh, and then she also asks if she can have a valet because His Grace's valet is so good at curling his hair. And he's like, oh, I hate to inform you, but this is just my natural hair. It just grows like this. And then Selena at this point is like, no, the fuck it is. That's not even, how dare you?
That's fucking rude. But then at one point, he's like, well, I'll bring all of my ponies and one of my chariots. That's not the word, but one of my chariots to pick you up, Georgiana. And she's like, lovely. Will you bring the horses' valets too? And he's just like, yeah.
What's happening right now?
I sure will bring the horse valets.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So anyway, also he references his horses, and then her rejoinder is about how, yes, those cows, she would think, need at least 2 per. It's so fucking funny. Anyway. So, I kind of wish
Georgiana so much.
I know. I kind of wish that Georgiana's ruse was still intact at the beginning of her book. You know what I mean? And maybe it is with the rest of society still, and she only takes it down with her friends. Mm-hmm. But, like, I need to see how she navigates that
By
ruse.
the way, Aunt Judith and Tomlinson, is that her name?
Thomason.
They're
together.
They're lovers, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because I was like, there's no way that they're not, right?
It's the sweetest.
I love them. It's her longtime companion.
Right. I had the same question throughout, but then Thomason all but says it at the end of the book when they find out about Belvoir's. She looks over at Aunt Judith and she says, you know what? It would have been really nice to have known that I wasn't alone in my feelings.
Yes.
Until I met Aunt
right.
Judith, basically.
You're right.
So anyway, she pulls him into this room, right? And she's like, you need to be able to just like make one of them feel special. And he's like, okay, I'll work on it. Like, all right, fuck, fine. And then he goes to leave. And she stops him and she says, no, I need you to practice on me. I need you to show me that you can do it. And he's like, what? Practice on you? She's like, yeah, make me feel like I'm the only woman on earth for you.
And then She licked her lips, and he
Yeah.
brought his hand to the side of her long, slender neck, his thumb just brushing the skin behind her ear. Alarms were sounding in his head, shrieking, "Stop talking!" and "Back away!" and "She's not for you, you ass!" He ignored it all and savored the impossible softness of her skin. I think about you all the time. Even when I shouldn't think of you, I do. And then, "I am so glad I know you," he said. "You are so clever, so damned sweet. I can't stop wondering what it is that you smell of. I dream about how you would taste. And Christ, Selena, I want to taste every part of you." And then she's about to say his name, and then she doesn't. And then he smooches her. And everything is right in the world.
And they kiss the daylights out of each other. And then he's overcome and he says, "Marry me."
Mm-hmm.
And she says, "What? Are you still practicing?" And he says, "No, I wasn't practicing this whole time. Like, it's you. I want you. You are the woman for me. I want to marry you." And there's this hesitation. And then she says, "Peter, I can't." And he's like, "Oh, of course you can't, because I'm such bullshit that why would anyone, Really?" So he's like, "Yep, you're right. You're totally right. I'm going to leave you alone now. And we should probably get out of here." And then she's like, "Okay, you leave first for your reputation." And he's like, "Selena, if we're caught in here, you're the only one who's going to be hurt by it." And she's like, "Oh, but I'm not worried about me. You need to have a good reputation for the children." It's the children.
Heart.
I love the children, and I want to make sure that you get them so that they have the best life possible, she says. So then, the next thing that happens is finally the dinner with the Eldons at Rowland House, which is Selena's brother's house. So they do this whole dinner, right? Lady Eldon is sat next to... Sorry.
By the way, we have skipped this, but there is a scene where we learn that all of Georgiana's stuff is a ruse. And it's because she sees a little dog that is drowning.
I thought this happened after. No, we're not at the dinner yet. We're going to tell you all about this dog. Tell him everything, Sabrina.
So he is out and about on the fancy walk spot.
The Serpentine.
Yep, sure. And it's the fancy walk spot for all of the fancy people in England and in Hyde Park. And all of a sudden, Georgiana gets real serious and she's like, "There's a dog in the river." And he's like,
"Is that a dog?"
Uh-huh. And he's like, no, it's fine. And she's like, No,
that's a dog.
Go look at that. That is a dog. There's definitely a dog there." And he's
it's
like,
stranded out in the middle
it's
of the
fine.
river.
And then he looks and he's like, "Oh shit, that is a dog." Meanwhile, at this point, Selena has gotten
in his defense really quickly. His whole
I would have believed it was a plastic bag in the river before I believed that Georgiana actually saw and recognized a dog.
An 1815 plastic bag. Exactly right. And so, one of his...
No, Melody. I would have believed it was a do not fucking fix the words coming out of my mouth.
I'm not fixing the words for you. This
is not an 1815 plastic bag. This is a modern day plastic bag floating in the Serpentine. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you. It's so outlandish that she would recognize a dog over something else. That, a plastic bag probably time traveled back to 1815 so that she could mistake it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Glad we're on the...
No, I wasn't correcting you. Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, and so he... meanwhile, his strategy to hanging out with her, because at this point he's just doing it for show, and he wants to make sure that, he lets her down easy and stuff. So he's, sort of trying to do a calculated, back away slowly kind of situation. And so he's like, my strategy is just to try to get her to break every time we're together. So, at one point, he says to her that he thinks that eggs are the roundest animal. And she doesn't even twitch, right?
Honestly, Georgiana is stronger than I am.
Truly.
Georgiana is so much stronger than I would be
she should be a
capable
spy.
of being.
Yeah. Maybe she is a spy. Anyway, so he's like, okay, now that we've seen this dog, I can't unsee it. And now I have to take off my boots and get into the water and rescue this dog. And then all of a sudden, from behind him, he hears Selena go, I'm sorry, what are you doing right now? Are you attempting to take off your boots and get in the serpentine with God and everybody around? And he's so delighted that he can hear that, like, her voice has washed over him, you know? Like, he's so excited that she's there now. And he's like, well, there's a dog. She's like,
well, the reason she has shown up is because she's like, I cannot let chaos reign in.
Oh, yeah. Because, like, at one point, he decided that Georgiana leaving her hat in his carriage meant that she could be ruined. And so he tried to climb her garden fence to get into her house and replace the hat and then get away without anybody seeing him in broad daylight.
Obviously,
he thought that was a better option.
Obviously, everybody saw him in broad daylight.
And then he ended up in the scandal sheets again.
Yes.
So she's like, I am not letting you do this. Oh, yeah. He's their favorite subject. So she's like, absolutely not. I'm not letting you do this. You and Georgiana are going to take a fucking walk, and I will go get the dog. Me and all of my petticoats are going to go get that fucking dog because it's safer for me than it is for you. And he finally is persuaded. But then he looks at Georgiana, explains what Selena wants them to do, and then he hears Georgiana in a completely different register of voice go, not bloody likely. And he's like, oh, hold on. Is this the real Georgiana? So then they scheme together, and Georgiana is going to go get a boat for him to row into, like, the reeds and rescue Selena so nobody sees her. So Georgiana, the whole plan is resting on feather-brained Georgiana, right? Mm-hmm. She has to go get a boat, make sure that it shows up to the right place. Then she has to, like, coordinate with his carriage to get to a certain spot that's out of sight so that they can get there and not be seen. Like, this is something that she should not be capable of. And she's like, if you give me the dog, fine, I'll do whatever you want, but I want that dog. Mm-hmm. Also, they call it Bacon. And in book 2, you find out that its name is Sir Francis Bacon.
It is literal perfection.
It's so cute. Anyway, so they do all of this, right? And he ends up saving her. She huddles in the bottom of the boat. And then she's laying there being like, Peter, if you knew that the boats were this close, why were you even contemplating getting into the water? You could have taken a boat to the dog. And he's like, oh shit, I didn't even think about it.
That didn't even
both burst out laughing.
My mind. And then they're just giggling in the boat together. It's perfection. So now we are at that dinner party, though.
Yeah.
And we're at this dinner party, and they have gone into... Oh, she has walked away from the dinner party because she needs some time to just process and be herself for a minute. And then he pops up.
Wait. It's important because the whole dinner is to lay the groundwork for this chancery court situation, right? Because their idea, they found out early on that Eldon eloped with his wife, Bess. And so this is one of the reasons, we forgot to tell you, this is one of the reasons Selena thought that him getting married would help, because she thinks that Eldon has, like, a secret romance bone in his body and could be charmed and, you know, encouraged by the fact that he has the same sort of romantic notions, and also then has a woman to help support the children in their growth. So the whole deal is that this is a backdoor to charm Lady Eldon so that she will put pressure on Lord Eldon to make it so the kids can stay with him. And so he is regaling her about New Orleans, they say, which is hilarious. It's like the British pronunciation of New Orleans, apparently. I didn't know that. Anyway, so yeah, he like does that. He talks about the kids all the time. Lord Eldon tries to come at his jugular about the kids, and the whole dinner party gangs up against him and defends Peter and, you know, the sanctity and genuine concern that he has for his children, the sanctity of his plight, if you will. And it's wonderful. But by the end of it, he's like, this fucking blows. Like, he thinks I'm actual shit on his shoe, and I need to just, like, get my shit together privately. So now, go ahead.
So then he goes into a room, and as he is shutting the door, Selena pops up out of nowhere, and she's like, no! Turns out this door, when it shuts, locks. And
it's
now
broken. It only opens from the outside.
They are...
Hey, Duke of Roland, you have more money than God. Why isn't this door fixed? Question mark.
Hey.
What's happening over there? Romance reasons.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes you just don't... It's not the time or the place to fix a door, okay?
I don't know. If I had 700 people working for me just to keep my mansion in balance.
Hey, I need you to sit the fuck down.
No, you're right.
Melody Carlisle.
Right. Yeah,
how fucking dare you get on this Duke about having a non-functional door in his house, okay?
Especially,
how dare you?
Yeah, especially
when
the outcome,
the outcome,
it facilitates a smooch.
Is so perfect.
Yeah, it is so perfect. Yeah. So he's also kind of like berating himself because he's like, Selena's plan would have fucking worked. Because one of Lord Eldon's complaints about his, you know, stewardship of the kids in general is that he has no support. And so he's like, man, if I had just shown up here with a fucking fiance, that would have gone so far. And this is the sort of malaise that's come over him as he's going into this sitting room. So when Selena's there in the dark, okay, also, everyone, he's like, what are you doing here? And she's like, I live here, sir. So you can shut the fuck right up.
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah.
But also, it's not a great question.
None of your business.
This is her house.
Yeah.
Peter.
And so he looks at her and he says, I'm sorry. And she's like, what could you possibly be sorry for? And he's like, I can't follow your advice. Like, that whole dinner proved to me that you're right, and I can't do it. And she looks at him and very tellingly, Sabrina, okay, very tellingly, she says, are you apologizing because you can't marry someone else?
Mm-hmm.
Not that you can't marry, but you can't marry someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm telling you. And she says, why? Why ever not? Selena says.
Well, because she
pulls a Georgiana.
Well, she has a little spark of hope in her heart.
Yeah, because she has been comforting herself and like making herself believe that he was just practicing the whole time. You know, of course he doesn't want to marry her. That would be ridiculous. But now he's like, you know exactly why. And then he gets up and he goes over to her and, oh my gosh, he's like right in front of her face. And then all she says to him is, more. Last time wasn't enough. And so, boy, they start doing a big ol' makeout.
They're smooching. And then we do have a delightful England Times fall over, get stuck in the petticoats. It's chaos. And yeah. He does your favorite microtrope where they're falling, you know, over an ottoman or something stupid. And he like turns them just in time so that he takes the brunt of the fall. Can I tell listener?
You? Yeah.
Yep. Continue.
No, please go.
I was going to say that, hey, listener, we've been reminded here at HBHQ that microtrope does end up with agony on the part of the faller.
Yes. Listener, I have a newfound understanding and respect for the poor souls who go with this microtrope, you know? Because, boy, did I go rollerblading with my kid, and boy, did she get in front of me in a way that made me, you know, go down so that I didn't fall on her, and I fell right onto my tailbone with her on top of me. But again, I did not fall on her, and really, that's the whole point of the situation. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, but fuck, dude. My tailbone.
It didn't feel great.
All week. I mean, I hit my tailbone so hard that my vision, like, clouded on the edges and my ears started ringing. Like, there was a spinal situation that happened there of some sort. To the point that, like, now I was trying to finally fucking plant my cherry tree, so I'm trying to dig the biggest hole in the whole wide world, and I didn't know that my tailbone, like, the tailbone area, I know that you use your glutes to dig, right? But I didn't think that, like, the tailbone was such a pivotal part of bending over and standing back up. Mm-hmm. You know? Shit.
The tailbone really affects every aspect of your day-to-day life, and you don't really realize it until you're dying.
And I keep on hitting it at, like, just the right angle to where it sends just, like, fresh agony up my body. Oh, it's wild. So, yeah, long story long, frankly, is that I have a brand new appreciation and respect for characters who enact that microtrope. It hurts.
Yeah, you got to deal with the actual reality of what it means
and
to fall
only
on
at
your
like
tailbone.
50 pounds. Yeah, I only had like a 50-pound person on me.
Yeah, you weren't catching a whole fully grown human being. Yeah.
Good Lord. Yeah. So anyway, all right. So now they're on the ground, right? And remember, this room can't be opened from the inside. It can only be opened from the outside. And what does happen? But the door all of a sudden opens and the light shines upon them as she's like halfway on top of him. And it says that both of his hands are firmly still on her rump.
Yep. Well, I mean, like, obviously, if somebody falls on top of you who you desire deeply, then obviously you have to grab their butt, you know, for safety.
I'm not gonna waste my hands trying to catch my fall when I have a really great rump in my hands.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Butt to grab, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the person who opened that door was, in fact, Lady Eldon. Mm-hmm. And Lady Eldon does not play it cool. Lady Eldon freezes.
Lady Eldon is the cutest thing. I love her and her hubby's, like, because he's such a fucking hard ass who's like a secret romantic, apparently. Even that, but like, I'm not trying to make Lord Eldon seem like the bee's knees, but like Lady Eldon and the way she manages that man is very cute.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
their dynamic is really cute when you forget that she's basically the only other person that he ascribes actual humanity to.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I mean?
Yeah. You just
I know. So anyway, she tries to be like, we're nothing going on here, but her husband's like, I know that tone in your voice. And he walks in. So now everybody's here now. All of a sudden, they managed to get up off the ground looking very sheepish.
And the Duke of Roland, her brother,
oh my God,
walks in and he, if looks could kill, Peter Kent is not making it up off that ground.
He is big mad.
Okay, it was so cute, though, because the Duke of Roland, fuck knows what his name is.
Nicholas?
Duke of Roland, I think you're right.
Yeah, I think so, too.
I think you're correct. Wow.
I know. Check me out.
Look at you.
It's because it doesn't matter. As soon as a name matters, I can't remember it to save my goddamn life.
But you know what? Fair.
It's the trend I'm noticing.
Yeah. What does that say about... Wow. Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah,
he
he's
walks in
so
and
mad.
like it was so cute though because he was like, "Look, you don't have to marry him."
Wait. We're not even there yet.
Whoopsies.
Because the way that she tries to fix this situation is to say, Lady Eldon, have I introduced you to my future husband?
Mm-hmm.
This is the Duke of Stanhope. You just had dinner with him.
Uh-huh.
But now I am presenting him to you as my future husband. And so Lady Eldon's falling over herself to congratulate them. She thinks this is like so a big romance, great stuff. Mm-hmm. Lord Eldon is just like keeping his trap shut and taking her home. And now the family is all in the room together. And Nicholas's wife, Daphne, I know off the top of my head. Look at this. Look at me go.
Hey, Melody.
Yeah.
What's our heroine's name?
No. Oh. No, I've got this. It's... Why do I want to say Louisa? That's not her name. No. It's Sabrina. It's Serena.
Close. It's Selena.
Selena is...
Anyway, you can move. You continue.
I know his name is Peter. Ha. So that's our hero's
I've already
name.
said it.
Great. Oh, damn it.
Peter Kent.
God bless America. So anyway.
Just can't let you catch a break.
No, you know what? You're right. You're right. I can't give it to me either. But Daphne is like, have you two actually come to an understanding? Or like, was that just jazz hands to get out of the immediate situation?
Mm-hmm. Because if it was just jazz hands, you don't have to do it. Like we'll weather the scandal. We'll make it work. Like we're going to Tim Gunn this and we're not going to let this ruin the future that you believe in for yourself.
Mm-hmm. And so she looks up at him and she says, you do still want to get married, right? And he's like, yeah, I mean, I'm good over here, but I can also help you get out of it if you don't want to be. Because you did just tell me, not even maybe 3 days ago, that you absolutely did not want to marry me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so she's like, yep, we're getting married and we're very excited about it. Nicholas tries to be like, oh, I need you to come into my man room over here and talk man stuff about like how this is going to go. And she's like, I should have more say in my future than like two random men getting together. And he's like, Selena, they are your brother and future husband. You know what I mean? So like, they're not random, but we see your point.
Yeah.
Then, as he's like getting taken away to go get a dressing down by Nicholas, she grabs him and whispers in his ear, I have to tell you something. I will come to your house this evening.
She says that.
Yeah.
Oh,
She
I thought you
says
said
that to
he
him.
said it.
I might have said that. And so, yes, the clarification is Selena says that to Peter. Two correct names of the MC and FMC. Great job, heaving bosoms. Great job.
I would like to say it did make me really happy that the name you did accidentally almost call our heroine was Sabrina. And as somebody who just recently read a book where Sabrina was just an evil, heinous asshole of a villain.
Ugh.
I've never read Sabrina as a MC, which, you know, whatever. It's whatever. But like,
isn't Kim supposed to fix that soonish?
Shh. I don't want to put pressure on Kim. I don't want to put pressure on Kim.
No,
I feel
totally.
so douchey. I've already did it once on podcast. That's such an asshole move. Anyway, but like, no, recently, like, we met this like evil, heinous, absolute raging asshole of a villain. And Sabrina. And I was like, no.
No, Sabrinas are notoriously sweet. So
I mean, I'm not going to say
that's been my experience. Mm-hmm.
Wow. This feels pointed in a way that I'm not really sure how to put into words.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it has something to do with betrayal.
Oh, what?
Are you actually?
How did we get there?
Oh, it just
I'm
feels
not
like
being
you're.
facetious.
Oh, okay. I thought you were making.
I'm genuinely saying that out loud with a totally straight face and an open heart. Sabrina, I'm still not being facetious. Why are you looking at me like that?
Do you ever just live with a guilty conscience and so like everything?
I mean, yeah. I can invent any reason for somebody to be mad at me.
Oh, boy. All right.
All right, and so that's where we're going to leave it. She is going to attempt to make an illicit trip to his house when we open up in next week's episode. Because, yeah.
And I'm going to.
We're doing 2 weeks of this book.
Yep. Intentional.
Good job, us. Good job. Anyway, that was my... What?
I was about to say, what was that melody? But like, what was that? It felt familiar, but then my brain just like froze. Because I was like, what was that melody? And then I was like,
Yeah.
Murr. And I just didn't know where to go after the first melody because my brain was like, well, the problem was my brain. I'm so used to text to speech that I was almost
melody?
like, yeah, like
Or
what was
melody?
that? What was that melody, comma melody? Because I'm so used to voice to text now that sometimes when I'm just talking to people, I'll throw in exclamation points or question marks or commas.
Sure.
While I'm talking to their face or on the phone.
You know what's funny? I don't have a legitimate reason for randomly, well, not randomly, but very pointedly putting question mark at the end of my questions. It's not even like a legitimate, I just do it.
You do have a valid reason. It's for emphasis.
Okay, thank you. All right, thank you for validating my actions. Yeah.
See, I can get behind a exclamation point or a question mark for emphasis in your verbal speech, but comma, that's rough.
Comma's tougher, yeah, and don't even get me started on semicolon. You know what I mean? Or like an M dash. Oh my God, if I was trying to put an M dash in places, it's tough.
Well, yeah, because obviously it's a melody dash. It's not an M dash.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Wait.
Anyway.
The reason it sounded familiar is because normally what you hear me singing is "Good job, Melody, good job," and I just changed the person that it was about, making it both of us.
Oh.
You know what? You know what threw you off? It was my inclusivity. You know what I mean?
I'm just so used to you being such a self-centered.
Yeah.
Like
that's exactly right.
Like, I'm so used to you being the main character.
Yeah, me praising myself and just like leaving you in the dust.
That's hilarious because my brain clocked it. It was like, that is extremely familiar. What is that though? Which happens a lot.
Yeah.
But
sure.
Like, all right. Oh my God.
Okay,
wait, Melody.
you.
Wait, I have to tell you one quick thing.
What?
So, you know how songs get stuck in people's head, right?
Yeah.
Well, lately, and I haven't even listened to it because it's not worth it. Because usually if I get a song stuck in my head, if I actually go listen to the song, it leaves. It's great. It's wonderful. It works almost every single time.
Oh.
Except when it happens every single time I play Minecraft lately.
Uh-oh.
Because every time I find a block of TNT for the rest of the night, and these are not short nights, and God forbid it happens at the beginning of the night. The rest of the game, just randomly throughout the evening, I'm just like, TNT is dynamite, TNT. And that's all I know off the top of my head.
Incredible. Does Minecraft have bespoke songs for different events that happen in the game?
No.
Or is that from the movie?
I mean,
or is it both?
There's sounds.
Is that the sound?
No.
Oh,
not
where
even
does
close.
It come from then?
What? TNT.
Is that a song?
Oh my God. Yes, Melody.
What song is it? By Whomst. Whomst did that song in the world. I'm so confused. Well, because have you seen the Minecraft movie?
No, not yet.
Oh my God, go see it. I'm not a Minecraft, and so I didn't get all the jokes, but it was even funny for me. And Jack Black
AC/DC TNT.
I cannot remember hearing that song. But you know what? I'm going to go listen to it.
Okay,
after
sounds
this recording, if I remember.
All right.
So,
bye, listener.
Bye. Thank you for coming back again this week and for being here on Patreon. If you want the full inside scoop, the mild camp emergency was only part 1 of our interrupted recording. The second part was Sabrina laying down for just a minute while she waited for me to call when I got home. You know, the camp's like 10 minutes away maximum. But then the poor thing, work had messed up her sleep schedule and she'd silenced her phone for the recording and forgotten. And so she ended up sleeping for 4 hours. It was the perfect storm. And after I stopped being very worried about her, because boy, those texts and calls started getting a little frantic, it was super funny. Okay, so next Monday we'll be back with the second half of this book. I love you all. See you then.